Y'all, this trend of like taking advantage of and manipulating mentally disabled people, it gotta stop. Like people have been exploiting mentally disabled people for a long time for views, for monetization, for clicks and likes to ultimately get money off mentally like off of those people for a long time, right? When I look at the young brother Crip Mac, I see the same exact situation. Now, Crip Mac, his mental disability isn't as obvious as somebody as like a Welvin or a A Town, right? But I can see something is clearly going on with Crip Mac. And I think the people around him know something is going on with that brother, but they don't care. They're trying to get the likes, they're trying to get the views, they're trying to get the money, right? So they're gonna put him in front of cameras at any cost because they know he gonna be ultra cripped out. He gonna be saying the craziest stuff. He gonna come across as super abrasive, super, just saying outlandish things, saying just stuff that are just like that's just wild beyond measure, acting out in crazy fashion, and it's gonna go viral. So they gonna put him in front of the camera to keep exploiting him, right? I see him all the time on these interviews and these platforms. I'm looking like people around him know something is going on with that brother. But they don't care. They're going to exploit it because he's a person that is extremely exploitable, right? A lot of times I don't think he's ignorant to what's going on around him. Not when I say ignorant, I'm not saying he's like he's just super like he's dumb or something like that, right? I'm not saying like that. I'm saying like he isn't aware that he's being manipulated, he's being used and abused and exploited. He's not aware of it, right? He just thinks that people are interested in him that much, that he's super interested, that people just want to hear what he has to say on a regular basis. He's not looking at it from the point of these people are using me. They're just trying to get what they can get out of me, whether it's clicks, views, whatever. And it is what it is. I'm looking like, man, it's really sad. Cause he puts like oftentimes I don't even think that like he's not even trying to be funny for real, right? It's simply sometimes he's just reacting in a certain way he probably would normally react, but to everybody else it's funny. He becomes the butt of people's jokes. They're not laughing with him, they're laughing at him, right? And that's when it gets really, really cringe like, right? To me, Crip Mac, I see him in the same way as a lot of people, like how people abused, or not abused, but used and exploited people like A-Town and Welvin the Great, right? Y'all remember Welvin, these nuts, right? And A-Town used to be like, the birds are chirping, whatever, right? Y'all remember A-Town and them. And I remember some years ago, they were really popping all across social media. People were talking about them every chance they could get. People were posting them on reposting, because at that time we didn't have an Instagram story or nothing like that, right? But people were reposting them and sharing the videos, so on and so forth. They were like really popular, but they were also getting exploited. They were getting money taken from them at every turn. The dude Snacks that used to be with A-Town, he allegedly sold A-Town's Instagram page for only $15,000. But he gained popularity off of that. He was taking allegedly was taking all of A-Town's money, using it for himself, majority of the money for real. And then now he is all on social media, on YouTube with his girlfriend and doing all these crazy prank videos and so on and so forth. And A-Town is struggling. He needs a kidney bad. He has a missing eye. And he just left in the wind and left to dust. While Snacks is out here flourishing after he done rolled on A-Town's back, figuratively. Rolled on his coattail to get his type of moment of fame. Use A-Town up to get his moment and get his glory, right? And I can see the same type of situations happening with Crip Mac. You know what I mean? Like when you see him, the way he talks, the way he relays information, the way he communicates with people, I can tell something is going on with him. And nobody cares. They just want to laugh and joke at him and joke with him. And they think he's just super funny. But at first, when I first saw him, I'm like, yo, this dude looks ridiculous. He looks outrageous, right? I just thought he was just ultra gang banging ass dude who just love his Crip set that much. He got tattoos all over his face. He just looked like something out of a comic book. But the more I hear him talk and I hear him communicate with people, I know something going on with him. I don't know if he's been clinically diagnosed with something or not, but I can tell. And that's why he does certain things he does. That's why he communicates the way he does. That's why certain things come across the way they do, because something is going on. But again, nobody cares. Welvin are great. All the people that used to be around Welvin acting like they were his managers, so on and so forth. You see Welvin, I don't know, where is he at, in Vegas or something, just laying down on the street. He looks like he's homeless. You know, and I seen a video where a dude was acting like, and I really felt bad for Welvin. It was a dude talking to Welvin aggressively. Like, get your ass over here, dude. Grab him, get your ass over here, right? And he said, man, I'm just trying to get a picture. Give me a hug, man. Give me a hug. And Welvin said, oh, I thought you were trying to hurt me. I thought you were trying to hurt me, man. And I'm like, damn, my heart broke for the brother. Because I'm like, yo, he really scared. Because people out here, people were playing with him and making fun of him, making a mockery out of him. And now you got people trying to mess with him in the street, and he want to be left alone because he thinking people are trying to mess with him, and because they see how he's living. People recording him all on camera instead of trying to help him, just recording him, making fun of him, cracking jokes at him. It's not funny, man. It's not cool. And I see A-Town was trying to make a comeback on social media, and people in the comments tell A-Town that shit over with. This shit over, man. He need to get a job. Like, obviously something going on with the brother. The brother's mentally disabled. He's mentally challenged. You could tell. And people are trying to make fun of him and cracking on him like he's a everyday functional human being like the rest of us, and he thinks as clearly and thinks on the same wavelength that we do. He doesn't. He needs help, and people making fun of him. Same way with Crip Mac. He doesn't think on the same wavelength that we do. Right? But people like be clowning him out. Like when I seen him with that boy getting jumped or DP'd, whatever. It was disgusting because I'm looking like, man, you could tell, man, there's something going on with that brother in a lot of ways. And people are jumping on him and recording it for clicks and views and likes and fame and notoriety. And it ain't cool, man. It ain't cool. And a lot of them people a lot of mentally disabled people get used, bullied, and manipulated for their revenue by their handlers. It happens all the time, man. And I remember when I used to watch people prank Welvin or prank A-Town especially, just to go viral. And it was happening at his own expense. He looked like he didn't want no part in that shit at all. He didn't. You know, he wasn't trying to be a joke for people. But people turned him into that. You know, and this is like, damn, like it becomes disheartening when you see it because it happens over and over again. Because before A-Town and Welvin, there was Beetlejuice, 50 Tyson, individuals like that, man. Remember the Beetlejuice dude would always be on Howard Stern and all that, people laughing at him, making him the butt of jokes. And to be fair, probably people around him were letting it happen. But it's like now that we getting older, we knew that people knew it was wrong then. But now you really like, come on, dog. It's really what y'all out here doing. But I look at Crip Mac, he getting used and exploited in the same manner. He extra gang banging out and all type of just super hollering. And it's like, yo, something really, you know, something's up with him, man. People are not going to try to get him no help. They're not going to try to stop putting him in front of cameras at certain times or not let him do certain stuff. Like I seen a music video he was doing with a girl and he was just rapping the most outlandish, craziest stuff. And he's a grown man, so he can do what he want to do. But it's like, I looked at that and I'm looking like, now why they had this boy doing that? Or this man, rather. Why they had this man doing that? It's just like, yo, like, man, I look at it, man, and it's just like, yo, it's not cool. You know, making them, like, jokes for people. When they're not trying to be jokes, they just trying to live their everyday life. You know, we watched them fall from grace after we propped them up on a pedestal and we were sharing their videos and you know, laughing at everything they did. Then we watched when they fall from grace because the people around them were using them up till they couldn't use them no more. When you see them on the street, you laughing and joking at them because they homeless or they're walking around with no help. That shit ain't cool, man. It's not, and it needs to end for real. But I promise you, I was looking at Crip Mac. I'm like, yo, this dude, man, they know what's going on. They know something going on with the brother, and they don't care. They're just trying to get the bread off him in any type of way. They trying to get him in front of the camera because they know he gonna say crazy stuff, because a lot of times I don't think Crip Mac can help it. I really don't. I think I don't think he can help that. He's just gonna just say outlandish stuff. And I don't think he is really trying to be funny. That's the problem. He's not trying to do that. That's just how it's coming out, because I think something is going on. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, I don't like it, man. I really don't. People have been using disabled people to be for laughs and jokes for a long time, for way too long. It's one thing if you just documenting them and documenting their life, as a lot of people do with their children and so on and so forth. But to just be making mockeries out of them, pranking them, and doing stuff that they clearly don't want to be a part of, just for laughs and views and all that. It's just, yeah, that's when it becomes terrible. When you just trying to make a mockery out of them rather than documenting them, so on and so forth. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.